In March, I recommended a somewhat boring product, let's be honest here. That was the beginner crochet kit for adults. I know, not that exciting, right? But what is exciting is that this product increased from 900 average units sold per month the whole way to 1,506, which is a 66% increase over the past 30 days. Additionally, this niche stayed at low competition and saw a significant increase in overall search volume. This is a perfect demonstration on why we look at data to source our products as Amazon sellers, rather than looking at our biases or opinions or even interest on which products to sell. Today we'll be uncovering 3 more products just like this that should be at the top of your list for this month. Let's go. All right, so today let's start out with the innovative product, or the product that really shows the out-of-box thinking, and it's a relatively new product on the market. That is going to be the desk water dispenser. So we'll run through the first page here on Amazon to give you an idea of what this product looks like, how it functions, and possibly how we can improve it. So once we move past the sponsored listings here, we can gain an understanding of what the most popular product is in this niche. And as you can see, it's these water pumps. They're fairly similar for these first 5 products. Scroll down, then we can begin to see some different ones. This is actually a full dispenser that you'd put in your kitchen or your living area. This isn't necessarily what this product is for. This is a desk water dispenser, something miniature that you can put on your desk or a table size. So I'd look past those, and this is going to skew the data, as we'll see when we get to the data set. A lot of these are sponsored here. And here's one. Here's a gray one. So let's actually click one of these to get a better idea of how they function, how they work. So how this works is that it's USB powered. It plugs into your computer or USB outlet that you have, and then you run a tube into a water gallon tank. See if there's a picture here. So there'll be an inlet tube right here that you'd run into a larger container of water, if that's a water jug or even a gallon of water, and then you'd plug it in through USB power to operate that pump. So this is becoming pretty popular. We'll move over to the data set now so we can gain a better understanding of why this is actually pretty attractive right now. So the first thing you may notice is that the average monthly units sold and the monthly search volume are fairly low at 519 and 706 respectively. Typically, I like the search volume to be above 1,000 and the monthly units sold to at least be above 750. Those are my minimums. Now, the reason why I think that this is okay for this type of product is because it is innovative. As you saw on the first listing page, there are not a whole lot of competitors selling that miniature version. And as you can see on Jungle Scout here, they are also saying that the competition is very low. Lastly on here, what I want to point out is the historical search volume for the past year. Jungle Scouts actually added this trend line, which is nice for a moving average. But down here, once we reach the middle of January, we really began to see an increase in search volume. Now, will this be a predictor of future demand to come? I would estimate that it would. For how long, I'm not sure. We cannot predict the future, but at least these trend lines gives us more insight as to what we can expect as Amazon sellers in the future. So this 2023 search volume increase is what I really got excited about when I saw this, as well as the innovative features of this type of product, which was something I've never seen on the market before. Lastly, I just want to point out that the average monthly price here is $210. That is not what we should be selling these miniature versions at. As I pointed out previously, that's because people are sponsoring the listings into this niche, and they're inflating the average monthly price because those larger ones that you put in your kitchen can cost upwards of $300 to $400. Now let's head over to Alibaba so we can check out a product that I found. Now for this product, what I always try to do really with any products is to find a way to differentiate myself from the competition. If you recall on the first listing page, a lot of those were very similar designs for all those listings. So my objective is to find a better product that has better features, that solves the problem easier for the customer, and is also aesthetically different. So this product that I found here, you can see there's a stainless steel tube, which is something that wasn't featured on other ones. Now, I didn't look into detail if there's those are stainless tube or there's some type of ABS plastic, but I think this, just by looking at this, a customer can clearly see that it's made out of some type of stainless steel metal, which automatically upgrades the credibility and quality of this product. So this product goes for $4.99 if you buy less than 500 with an MOQ of 50. So if we head over to the revenue calculator, I already went ahead and I put the item price in here. So I put $29.99 as our sales price. That is what I commonly saw on that first listing page as a competitive and fair price for this. Now we'll move down here. We have about $5.40 for FBA fees, 9 cents for storage with a similar product, as you can see here. And then cost of goods sold, I had $6.99. If you recall, our unit cost was $4.99 up to 500 sets. And then I'm estimating about $2 per unit for one of these products. So all in all, let's say if we order 200 of these, we could expect a 43.4% profit margin, which is well above 35%, which is our standard parameter there. And then our net profit for 200 units is looking to be about $2,600. Okay, and on to our recession-proof product, or one that should perform fairly well during a recession, and it should be essential to the household. For this month, that is going to be the fridge calendar. So now that we're on the first listing page, we can see what this product looks like. I know you probably already had an idea of what this product is. It's fairly obvious. But what I've noticed from looking throughout this first listing page, there are really two types. First, I just want to say all of them are magnetic to go in a stainless steel fridge. But the two different types are one that is acrylic. As you can see here, it's transparent. You can see through it like glass. And the second one, which appears to be somewhat less expensive, is going to be this one right here. These two, really 3, 4 right here. This seems to be just some type of plastic or possibly some vinyl used to make this, but it's not that transparent and acrylic material, which I think would be much more effective for this. One other thing I want to point out throughout all these is many of them come with some additional accessories such as markers, dry erasers, or possibly 2 calendars. So let's keep that in mind when we take a look at the data and we begin to source this through Alibaba to figure out if we can do something somewhat similar but even better. Okay, so let's take a look here at the data. The first thing I noticed is that this product is an office product, which it does fit well in that, but you could also put this in home and kitchen. Either one of those categories works for this type of product. Now for the average monthly units sold and the monthly search volume, this is a completely different picture from what we saw previously. For this one, we have over 16,708 monthly searches and close to 3,000 average monthly units sold. That's excellent. It's well beyond our minimum criteria. The next thing I want to point out is the competition over here, which is actually medium. Typically we look at the competition, we want it to be very low to low competition, but this is slightly higher, meaning that there's more competitors in this niche. So why is this okay? This is okay for a recession-proof product because these products tend to follow the wholesale business model. With the wholesale business model, we're not so focused on the existing competition, although it's important. We're much more focused on the average monthly units sold and the existing listings that are out there currently. Okay, the last thing I want to point out is the search volume down here. You may take a look at this 2-year period and just think, this does not look good at all. It's up and down, up and down. There's not really a increasing trend over the 2-year period. I totally get that. Now here's what I see. I see a very stable and consistent trend in demand, which is not always a bad thing. This can be a very good thing because as long as you're seeing high exact searches and it's fluctuating gradually over time, it's nothing to be too concerned about. All that means is that demand has been fairly consistent over the past 2 years. As you can see in 2021, we were seeing over 2,000 monthly searches, which is phenomenal for a niche like this. Later in 2021 and early 2022, it began to decrease, but it bounced right back once it dropped down to 1,500 monthly searches. And as we can see over the past 6 months, we've really seen a significant increase. I'll change the data here. And then you can begin to see that trend line increasing and much more upward over time. So that is excellent news. One, that it's consistent demand over the 2-year period. And we're starting to see a slight increase in overall search volume and increase in demand over the past couple of months. Okay, so I found a product on Alibaba. This is a acrylic material, which I found to be much more popular on that first listing page, and they tended to have better reviews. Now, one thing I noticed is I could go with that standard 30, 31 day design. However, I thought maybe it'd be a good idea if I could differentiate myself by providing a better solution that's more of a weekly approach versus monthly. So I found this product. It says this week, very simple, right? It goes Sunday through Saturday. So people can write activities that they're doing on specific days that week versus a calendar that has a very small block for each day for the customer to write stuff in. Additionally, you can take a look at the material here and the magnets. And even better, it does come with 4 markers, a dry erase holder, as well as a dry eraser. So that's excellent, and all for a cost of $4.60 up to 300 pieces. So let's use those numbers and go over to the revenue calculator to see what this outputs. Looking at the calculator now, I took the average monthly unit price, which was $20.69, with a cost of goods sold at $5.26, and it produced roughly a 28% net margin. Now that is not meeting or exceeding our standard of the 35% net margin. So this is a little bit concerning. And at this point, I would take a step back and really think about what I can do. Now, option 1 would be to go back to Alibaba, find a different supplier to work with at a lesser unit cost. Now, option 2 would be to see if we could actually increase our sales price since we're selling an acrylic one and not one of those cheaper plastic ones. Which is something that we could possibly do with our product being so unique to the market. So even if we were able to increase this by a little under $2, we can see that it starts to creep up to close to 34% for our net margin. Now those are just things that I would do. I would continue looking at this. I would use those 2 options until I can get this above a 35% at a minimum, and then I'd proceed from there. Okay, and on to our last product for the month, which is the low competition or niche product. For this month, that is the silicone baby feeding set. So it's really just a piece of silicone that's molded to act as a bib, as well as some bowls and forks and spoons. It's really a safe way for customers to feed their children without having to worry about hard plastics or metals or anything of that nature. As you can see on this first listing page, there's very, very few reviews for some of these top sponsored listings here. And I'm just going to scroll through quickly so give you an idea of what this product looks like and try to find some similarities just quickly. All right, so what I noticed almost immediately, the reviews, they're fairly low, right? Meaning probably low competition for this niche. But I also noticed a very standard color scheme. There's this all these beige looking colors, right? Beige, and then it's like pinkish with a blue-green color right here. So that's something that I would keep in my mind as I'm sourcing this product. Do I want to fit in with the rest of the crowd, or possibly go with an orange vibrant color, something that really stands out? Obviously, you don't want to get too extreme, but you want to set yourself apart in some way, shape, or form. Now, before we look at the data, I just want to preface this with saying this is my favorite product just because of so many reasons that we're about to take a look at. The first one is the average monthly units sold above 2,000, monthly search volume close to 10,000. Exceptional, right? Competition low, niche score 7 out of 10. And then what I like the most is this down here, the historical search volume. If you know me by now, this is the main metric and indicator that I look for with my private label long-term products. So over the past, I'd say 1.5 years, we really saw minimal demand, less than about 100 searches per month, which is not great at all. However, in 2022, we begin to see this rise in demand, with it peaking in December for 2022, which was close to 1,000 exact searches just for this week here. And now we're seeing in 2023, which I'll trim this down to the past 6 months, just a steady rise and increase in search volume demand. This is exactly what we want to be seeing in order to predict that this demand will continue rising as we begin to sell this in the months to come. Okay, and on to Alibaba. I actually found 2 different products for this niche. The first one is this vibrant color. It kind of fits in with the style that a lot of the top listings were going for. However, it's a different color. It's this bright pink that could really stand out. And I think this would just give us the best opportunity to really stand out in the market. So for this product, with a MOQ of 100, we're looking at $1.16 for our unit cost. So before we head over to the calculator, let's take a look at the second one, which I honestly like even more, but I'm a little bit concerned that the unit cost is going to be a little bit too high for this. This is a similar silicone style design. However, things are much different with this one, right? As you can see, there's this bear design, which is fun, it's creative, but most importantly, it's different than what's on the market right now. If someone's scrolling through that first listing page, they're going to stop naturally and just see your listing and give them an opportunity to click that over all the other similar ones out there. So that comes at a $3.50 unit cost. So let's go to the revenue calculator. Let's run the numbers for both, with two different costs of goods sold, and get an idea if we can actually meet a high margin for this. So let's run the numbers for that first product that we took a look at, and we used the average sales price, which was $25.09. Our cost of goods sold was $1.48, which includes shipping in that. And then we can take a look at, for 200 sales, over $2,800 in net profit with a margin of 57.22%. This is good news, and this is a very, very high margin. Now, just by looking at this, I can tell that that second product should work out. It'll probably be in the high 30% or low 40% range. So I would probably, once we run the numbers, go ahead and sell that Bear design, even though it's a less percentage in overall margin. And we'll discuss that once we take a look at it. All right, so I've updated the cost of goods sold for that second product, which comes out to be $4.36. I kept the sales price the same, and the storage cost has not changed either from the two product dimensions. Now this reduces our product for 200 units down to $2,300 roughly, and our margin decreased to 45.74%, which is a little higher than honestly I was estimating. So let's talk about the reasoning why you'd go with this product versus this product. Simply put, as I mentioned before, that first listing page has all the products that are very similar to this, and my goal is to stand out from that competition. Now, why would I be willing to make less money and have a lesser percent for my net margin? The reason why that is because I am assuming and expecting that with this second product, I'll be able to drive in more sales since it's unique to the market versus selling a very similar product that's on the market and obtaining less sales. These 200 estimated sales for the second product should come much more quicker in my opinion versus that first product, and it would give me the opportunity to quickly restock and to send more units in to drive more sales. All right, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out one of my recent videos on how to list your Amazon product. This is the updated 2023 version that has everything that you need to know packed into one 39-minute video.